Alright, so here I am having just finished a playthrough video for the game Strange World Above the Clouds, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about this new sort of device that I was sent to review on the channel called the Pickup. And this is sort of advertised as a way to help people pick up cards off of the table. And I myself don't have any struggles, particularly when I'm playing on a surface like this, which is a game mat, which is a little bit springy. It tends to be fairly easy to pick up cards, but I do have a problem often when I'm playing on a hard surface getting under there. I don't necessarily have the longest of nails most of the time, and even when I do, I'm really worried about sort of damaging the edges of cards to pick them up when I'm picking them up off of a hard surface. So I was very curious when I saw this pop up on Facebook in a Facebook ad, and I thought, you know what, I would reach out and see if they were willing to send me review copies. They did send me a couple of them, both black and white. This one here is going to be a black one, if I chose correctly. Yeah, this is a black one here. They do also come in white color, but let me dig into this and show you how it looks, how it works, and so on. First off, I love the packaging of this thing. It comes in this cool flip box, but then even more importantly, once you've taken out the box, because realistically this is just what it's sold in, they're kept in these really cool tube boxes, which actually, I might as well show this to you now before I show you the device itself. The box itself is already a useful tool. I don't know if you can see this real well on screen, but there's an arrow here with a number, and this is right here on the box, a point tracker that you can keep track of points in a game. So if everybody had a pickup during the game, you can actually use this to keep track of your points in a game, which is already a cool addition to this device that didn't need to be there. But if everybody has one of these at the table to help them pick up cards, why not give them a way to keep their scores tracked as well? Really, really cool, very awesome package design. But let's take a look at the device itself. So it's just this tiny little sort of suction cup device that's got a bit of a push button on the top. And they do say you can kind of hold it in your hand like this, so you're just going to squeeze like that. And basically all you got to do is touch a card and it will pick up that card. And you can see right there it's holding the card pretty well, and then all I have to do is then push that button on the top to release the card. And again, if I grip it like that, I can kind of just pick it up and squeeze, and it comes off like that into my hand. Now the cool thing that they advertise about this is you can use it to pick up multiple cards. So realistically, I can go around the table like this, picking up cards and then dropping them into my hand. Now you did see that falls off. They don't stay on there very long, but they certainly stay on there long enough for you to pick them up and put them into your hand. And the craziest thing, and they talk about this online, so I want to see if it works the way they say it does, but I've got a stack of cards here, and I'm just going to take that and do this, and it lifted that entire stack of cards into my hand. And I mean, that's a big stack of cards, and I can stack even more. I'm not sure how many it's going to work, but that's a big, thick stack of cards. And if I do that, and it picks up the whole thing into my hand. Now, granted, if I do that, it's not going to hold it for very long. It only holds the top couple of cards. But it's enough that it'll pick up the whole deck and put it into my hand, which is pretty impressive to say the least. Now, one thing I do want to point out before I give this all of the praise that it deserves, because it is a very unique and interesting device. It does cost quite a bit of money though, so you're going to have to put into an investment if you want to use this. Now the problem here is, and it can't all be perfect, let me clear out some space for a minute, because I want to show you something. If I get rid of this playmat and just have a flat surface here, if I put a card on that flat surface and I try and use this pickup to pick it up, we got a problem. I don't know how well you can see this. It's definitely holding the card, and if I pull it to the edge of the table, I can pick up that card. But otherwise, I can't pick up the device or the card on a flat surface. It's really gripping. I'm pulling very hard. It's hard for you to see that on camera, and if I pull hard enough, it will come off. But I'm kind of worried about damaging the card, because you see there it came off with a pop, and the card is still very flat to the surface, because the card itself has a little bit of an air suction to the table, and the pickup can't really get it off. Now if you pull it like I did, kind of come at it at an angle, you might get lucky, but yeah, this device really isn't designed to work on a smooth surface, which is unfortunate for me because the reason I decided I wanted to use this, because it's a real difficult time sometimes to pick up a card off of a flat, hard surface. And unfortunately, this device ain't gonna work unless you're gonna slide it off the edge of the table every time to pick it up, which could end up scuffing the card, could end up dirtying the card, and isn't really the ideal way to deal with cards. So realistically, on a playmat surface, yeah, it's a great device. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it's pretty impressive how well it picks up cards and gets them right into your hand. Again, picking up entire decks as well. Really cool in that regard, but it doesn't work so well on a flat, smooth surface. And when I say very well, it doesn't work at all on a flat, smooth surface. And when each of these devices costs 29 bucks to pick up per device, I don't know how immediately I can say run out and get one. It's really cool to have, and if I'm playing a game on a flat surface, or sorry, on a game mat surface like this, I might take advantage of it because it really does pick up cards quickly, and you may start seeing me use this in videos just because it does speed up things quite a bit. I'm not sponsored by any means by Pickup. This is simply a review device, but again, it is useful when I've got this surface and I can pick things up quickly, because it also does mean I'm not handling the cards with my hands and potentially dirtying them or anything else. It's just a bit of a disappointment that I can't use this for the one situation that I really wanted some help picking up the cards. That said though, if you have bad arthritis or you have some other sort of mobility issue that makes it hard for you to pick up cards, this really works very well if you have the proper surface for it to be used on. Because again, just being able to have this in my hand and pick up cards and do that, and now I can pass out cards to my friends, and then when I'm done, I can simply go around and pick up all those cards again. It works very well, but only very specifically for what it's worth, for what it's designed for. So for me, it's a sort of middle of the road, maybe too expensive for what it does, particularly because it doesn't do the thing that I want it to do most specifically. But again, if you need help picking up cards, this thing does a wonderful job on the proper surface. So I gotta give it credit for that, and I gotta give it thumbs up for what it's designed specifically to do. It does a very good job at that. That's basically all I have to say about the Pickup. I hope that was helpful. And again, I just want to reiterate, I really love the product design and this idea of a sort of score tracker on there. If everybody at the table had one of these and had a score tracker, that does add some extra sort of use to this and does sort of justify the price a little bit more, just because they've gone out of their way to make everything useful in some way. So thumbs up from me, maybe not the biggest of thumbs up, but it's still a very cool device, and I hope that that was helpful. If this is something you might be interested in, if you do have need for something that makes your fingers a little bit more useful at the board gaming table, definitely give this a check. See, it might be worth it for you and your game group.